What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another Rumble match. As you can see, despite our amazing showing against Walkers of Gilmer in the last match, they still curb stomped us good and sent us crashing down from rank 2 to 12. But that was to be expected from the number 1 guild in the game. This match we're going to be fighting against Finlandia, a guild I haven't played against in a very long time, so I am really excited to see what they have in store for us. In order to make this interesting, I switched decks for this match. I'm going to be running a free-to-play deck. Or rather, I should say a deck that's as close to top-tier free-to-play as you can get. That means no mythics and only legendary cards that can be gotten from basic packs, stone polls, and rumble rewards. That goes for both characters and items. The one exception I'm making that you can see here is that I am running 5 legendary pre-combos in order to balance out the deck for combo synergy in order to maintain my normal 10-10-5 spread. I would have ran epic pre-combos if I could, however, I don't currently have any in my inventory, so I kinda had to work with what I had. But don't worry, those 5 cards are mainly in there to fill the roles of just high HP buffer cards, and you can achieve the same results with epic pre-combos of similar stats. So let's see how we can do with this deck. So first up, we're going against Hogger. We have a couple options here with my item to make either Marmalade with Roger or Bobby for the his animal combo. We're going to lead with the item just to keep the options open. Hogger has a Fry for a premium character there. We're going to go ahead and make Marmalade for that one-shot potential. This right here is exactly why I always advise running against Fries on your defense, because when you have cards with high punch, especially with a battleground effect like this one where it gets additional punches, it's easy to just plow on through those cards. See, right there again, even with Bill, it's no problemo. So let's go ahead at this point. I can combo up again with the Bandit. We can do Bobby, or we can do another Marmalade. I decided to do the Marmalade for 2 reasons. 1, there's more punch on the field to ensure we always drop slot 1. 2, we got 2 shields there shielding each other, and it gave me a nice little boost there to Marmalade in slot 1. Or I shouldn't say boost, it gave it recover. It gave it some more HP to expand that health pool. And what's neat about this battleground effect is when you expand the HP pool there, it affects the shields that are granted. Alright, next up in match number 2, we got Res Boys. Let's go ahead and lead with the item again. We can make Bobby. Let's see if we get a better draw from Marmalade there to get the one shot. By the way, I am running other characters. I'm not just running a Bobby and a Roger. There are other characters in this deck, but it is a lot of Rogers and Bobbies because they are pretty great animal combos. As you can see, there's a lot of good one-shot potential there with Marmalade. Very, very good combo. There's Bender. I have him in there to be another potential healer, because when it comes to being getting good rumble scores, you want to have some healers in there to try to maximize your health pool to keep everybody up there at full. So Bobby accomplishes that, and so does Bender, and I love that Bender's Ducklings has that Motivate on there too, to just really jack up that attack power there, to really help ensure I can demolish through the card wall. Plus it's a Crazer, which is always nice. Drops the Mythic Teddy there, no problemo, we can one-shot that, no problem. We'll go ahead and just throw out a high HP card there for the Mr. Business, doesn't really matter, it's over right here with this hit, and that's going to be another 100. Next up is going to be PT Bobby. Alright, we're going to have to delete that item again. What's PT got for me? It's got the Iraq Lobster. Alright, this time we're going to go ahead and lead with the Doghouse Bobby, probably. Actually, wait a minute, if we leave Bandit alone, this is actually a good example of leaving it alone, because Bandit has Leech, he can heal on up, he also has Jab to eat through the Iraq Lobster there. When we give it some Motivate from my Iraq Lobster, it does a lot of damage onto that Iraq that he has. So let's see, I take a little bit of damage there, no big deal, I can leech that back up, and I just drew my Roger, so I have a couple options. I can make a Bobby healer, or we can go for Marmalade. We're going to go for Marmalade because if I do that in slot 2, Bandit's still going to get that leech by just going through and attacking Iraq Lobster by itself, and then Marmalade punches are guaranteed to take out the Pawtucket for a one-shot. And now we have shields on Bandit as well from Marmalade there. It's another great thing about the Marmalade. The shields from him can go to any card, not just animal cards. He's a very, very underrated combo, really good. Reason I decided to play a card in the open slot here instead of comboing is it's good to expand your HP wall for high score. There was no need to combo Bandit as Marmalade was going to get me the kill there with the punches, so slot 1 was dying. At this point, it's my win no matter what I do. I decided to make the combo just to have some fun there. It still technically expands my card wall for the recover skill there on Marmalade. It's true that Gene's going to hijack me, but it doesn't matter. I'm not taking any damage. I win right here. Everyone's at full. That's 100. Next up, we have us a fighter here. Let's give him a good fight. Luckily, I got my handy-dandy Marmalade with my strongest, hardest-hitting item there, Bandit. Whenever you're playing Rumble, since you get to go first, if you have the cards to make a combo immediately, it's usually in your best interest to always lead with raw power and try to get that one shot. Especially at the top level of play, if you can knock out the cards in the first slot in one hit, it's always the way you want to go. That's kind of why I lead the Iraq Lobster here to buff up Marmalade for some Motivate there. With that added bit of Motivate, it makes it just perfect to get the kill on that knife-wielding seal, because that was a lot of HP on that card, and it was also being shielded, but it was just enough. We go ahead and make another Marmalade here. They'll be shielding each other, and with all that punch on the field, I have like the perfect kind of offense and defense at the same time. They're protecting each other, and they're demolishing anything that fighter's throwing out against me, so I got a pretty good setup. I'm pretty much untouchable with that right now, and with that high HP card on the field, I'm set up for that 100 again. I think it's going to go one more turn here, so at this point, it's, like I said, nothing to it. Another high HP card. This is where your pre-combos would really come into effect. Obviously, like I said, I am using the legendary ones, but if you have high HP epic pre-combos, they work just as well. Next up is Lecky Flick. Let's go ahead and lead with that Bandit again. Like I always say, lead with power. Plays the Mr. Business. What do we got? Alright, no other options but Bobby. So we're going to go ahead and make Doghouse Bobby. It's actually a pretty good one to lead with in Rumble. It worked really well for me the last time there was an Animal Rumble going on. His gas and payback is pretty devastating to destroy slot 1 pretty much within the first turn. Watch this. It's going to hit me, it's going to take that payback damage, and then the gas is going to demolish it. So we already opened up a hole there. They're going to be forced to either take direct damage next turn or fill the hole. So we got time to play catch up. We can drop a Bandit there, and if I set up another Bobby, they'll be healing each other because it heals for a lot of heal on fellow animal cards. They ended up making the combo there for Spray on Army Fry, so I do get a nice direct shot here. Bandit survived the hit, so we go ahead and make Doghouse Bobby. It gets a bit more shield because it's more HP now for being an animal combo. And now it's going to get healed up by my Doghouse in slot 1. What's really kind of annoying about Spray On is it has a lot of bodyguards that blocks out more or less all of my punches, but Bodyguard does not block out payback damage, so that's where the true kind of hidden potential of Doghouse Bobby is getting utilized here to help get rid of that Spray On. And then we're going to drop the Brian statue here for a teeny bit of Motivate just to set Doghouse Bobby's attack over the edge so that we can drop that Spray On Army Fry to get rid of it. Because it also has some annoying skills there with the shield all and the punches. It's better to get rid of that as soon as possible. And it drops the mythic wing, or not the mythic, might as well be a mythic, the Combo Mastery level 2 Wingnut Amy. That's some devastating stuff right there. However, with my 2 healers on the field and my setup, I'm actually in a pretty good position here. I'm going to throw out high HP because I can end it this turn, and by putting out my highest HP card there to expand that health wall, with the little bit of heals that I'll get, I do believe that should hopefully set me up over the edge to make this 100, even though I have a little bit of damage on me. Next up is Mad for it, bro. That's right, bro. I'm mad for it too. I mean, I'm running a free-to-play deck at the top levels of play. But hey, it's working for me. It's all about good strategy when you're playing with a deck like this. But hey, if you got the right strats, you're into a good spot. So we're going to lead with the Marmalade for that one shot. Very rarely is it a good idea to lead with a Craze combo in Rumble. It's why I didn't lead with the Bender, because if they play a card with Hijack, that bones you immediately. Plus, Bender's one of my healers. I would want him healing up my slot 1 if possible. That's kind of why I'm going to lead with him here in slot 2. I don't have any items right now, but if I can get the draw, be a great spot to have the healer in, and that extra bit of Motivate going to Marmalade would be great to ensure that anything would die that gets put out there. Unfortunately, we're missing those item draws, so we're going to keep playing high HP pre-combos to expand the wall, because Marmalade's still controlling the field relatively well for me. Once again, missed the draw. It's okay. It's over on this turn right here, so once again, highest HP. Nothing to it, though. That's 100. And next up, we got Suntavisto 1982. I don't know why I'm using this accent, but we're gonna roll with it. He drops the goggles cat. Oh my god, I'm slipping into like a horrible Russian now. My accents are horrible, ignore me. Alright, we got Marmalade there. It drops the Mythic Luis. So once again, utilizing your Motivate with the punches in there can really help you out to take out some insanely high HP cards. Luis had 60 HP and it gave us just enough there between the punches and everything to get that one shot. So they have a Christmas Trap now. Luckily, that does have Hijack, but it can't hijack Motivate. That's already been applied, so I get to keep that Motivate from Iraq Lobster right now. So that's kind of why I go ahead and play in the open slot over there instead of comboing. I want to maintain that motivate to maximize the damage I'm doing. And as you can see, it works out nicely because we do that. We're able to get the one shot with all the punches we have. They drop the Peter. I'm going to go ahead and make that combo now. We're going to do it in that third slot though instead of slot 2 because I want to maintain that motivate for my damage. It's all about high damage output in slot 1 for those one shots. So we're going to go for that. And as you can see, we one shot the Peter. Everything's dead. It's over this next turn. Everybody's at full. So we're going to lead high HP just as a best practice. And that's going to be another 100. And not a moment too soon with the High School Bill Combo Mastery 2. Alright, next up is Scott Massey. Let's go ahead and lead with the Bandit. Like I said, lead with power. Scotty's got a doing. Let's go ahead and hit him with Marmalade. We're going to go ahead and punch Scotty in the doing. I do not recommend punching your friends in the doing as it is a very painful thing to go through. But hey, if it's your enemies, nah, maybe don't punch your enemies in the doing either. That's still not nice. Don't do that. Alright, as you can see, those one-shots are the way to go whenever you can make them. You saw in our last match against Wog, you can get high scores if you want to not go for the one-shots, instead go for those long, drawn-out matches and just be really strategic with cripples and heals. It's also a strategy for playing, but you want to be very careful and very strategic with that as it can backfire unless you are 100% certain on your strategy and gameplay there. Next up is Kintera. Let's go ahead and lead with my hardest hitting item, which would be one of my only 2 items. We're going to go ahead and sacrifice this goat real quick. Ooh, and it drops the Mythic Stand. So that's actually a great Mythic for defense. Because of the high HP and the sturdy wall, I can't one-shot that. We could do Doghouse Bobby, or we can do Marmalade. I opt to do the Marmalade over it just because I do want to do as much damage as possible, especially if they get a combo against me. The animal combo for Stan is pretty devastating. We want to drop that as soon as possible. Luckily, it didn't combo against me. It played a Tina, which, pro tip, I would not recommend ever running a Tina on defense because of 39 HP, and it doesn't really have any defensive skills either for the most part, so not the best thing to be running on defense. Just a pro tip there. Alright, they make Tree Tina, which actually is a great defensive combo that it got made. However, because of my little wall that I have set up here for Animal, I'm in a perfect spot to counter it. It's not breaking through. As you saw, even before the combo, it didn't have enough attack to break the shields. And now I'm going to be kind of just gassing it and hitting it with payback, so it's going to be dropping really quick. Got that great support set up with that shields from Marmalade and the heals from Doghouse Bobby. I have full control of the field with that setup there. Highest HP for the Brian statue. I think that's over right there to give me that 100. Alright, next up is Jay the Dragon 2010. Gotta love a good dragon, especially if it's a magic dragon. Everyone likes to take a little puff on that magic dragon, you know what I'm saying? Don't do drugs, kids. Drugs are bad, okay? Alright, we got Bandit on the field to lead with power, but of course, no character in sight because RNGesus is finally catching up with me. At this point, we want to play it a little bit more cautiously, so if you have a pre-combo, you can lead it out there to kind of give you a buffer to get ahead. You can also play an item if you want and just keep building up the line. I opted for the pre-combo just to be safe, and when you look at that, they hit me with a devastating Chef Cat binge combo there. That's a lot of gas damage. Still no character draw. RNGesus is coming at me hard for all of those hundreds now. Hit me with some devastation. So at this point, nothing I can really do to save Bandit. It's going to be dying. So I need to start planning ahead now. We're going to go ahead and lead with the Iraq Lobster to get some more motivate onto Down to the Bone because I want to, at this point, we're trying to make sure we can get the win regardless of anything else because I'm losing slot 1. Nothing I can do about that. They dropped the Welcome Mojitos against me. Took a little bit of damage on my hero, which is unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and do my high HP Down to the Bone over here just because it is a leecher. So we can try to get some HP back, and I still need to keep building up that wall because not a character in sight. Drops the Hank Hill. Alright, we took a bit of gas damage now. So we drew a Roger. I can make the combo now, which would give me some boosts and everything, and it would actually, I believe, end the match with that. Alternative is to be to play out the line here as well to just expand the health wall. That's the way I opt to do it, especially with the Buck Stud there as a potential healer to try to get my health all the way back up there. However, looking at it, I am taking some gas damage here. I honestly don't know if that was the optimal move because looking at this, it's never going to get over to that slot for the heal. So I'm going to be taking a bit of damage on my Down to the Bone there. So there's no point even making a combo now, it's over regardless. So highest HP to expand the wall. I do get a free heal from my hero from Ricky there to down to the bone, and we'll get 1 leech, but we're still pretty damaged, so it's definitely not going to be 100 unfortunately with that. Alright, and that was it for all of my hits against Finlandia in this Rumble match. It was an interesting setup with that free-to-play deck. We almost won a perfect flawless 1000, but RNGesus caught up with us at the end there. I honestly am not sure what the better move would have been. The only way I could have maybe played that last match better would have been to maybe end it a turn sooner when all of my cards would have been at higher HP. That could have been maybe a 98, 99 instead of that 96. I'm not too sure on the math on that. It was pretty close. Could have gone either way. Anyways, I had a lot of fun with it, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that little challenge gameplay too. Stay tuned for some more Rumble matches, guys. Thanks again for watching. Till next time, peace.